Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon, ma'am.
Have you revised previous day's portions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So who is going to tell me about binary fission? Who can tell? Anandita?
The process by which an organism reproduces by dividing a single cell into two cells.
Very good. That is known as binary fission. So in binary fission, which part of the body divides first? Nikhila, which part of the body divides first? Nucleus. Nucleus will divide and form two new nuclei. And this will be followed by the division of Hira?
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm, or the entire body will get divided into two and we get two daughter amoebae. So from one parent, from a single parent, you got two new daughter cells. What do you call this method of reproduction? You know it is binary fission, but it comes under which type of reproduction? Sexual or asexual reproduction?
Asexual.
Asexual
Asexual
reproduction, because only one parent is involved. Now we are going to learn about another method, another asexual method of reproduction. So let's see what is that. Okay. Budding. So already we completed binary fission. The second method of asexual reproduction that we are going to learn is budding. In this process or in budding, a bulb-like projection, as you can see in the picture, a small bulb-like projection will appear on the body of organism. Suppose here you can see the picture of a hydra. Hydra is an aquatic organism and a small bulb-like or a projection will appear on the body of the parent organism. And then what happens? It will grow. You can see in the second figure, the bud is growing. And later, it will develop into a new organism. So slowly, this bud will grow. The bud will keep on growing. So in the beginning, you cannot find any tentacles here. Tentacles means these structures present in hydra, which help them to capture food particles, movement, etc. So once the bud is growing, it will be like a small projection. But later it grows, develops tentacles, and once it is fully grown, it will get detached from the parent and they will form a new hydra. I'll repeat once again. In this process, a small bud or a bulb-like projection will develop on the body of the parent organism. It grows and then later gets separated from the parent and will develop into a new organism. Since new individuals are formed from buds, you call the process as budding. Why do you call it as budding? Because here new organisms are formed from buds. So you call it as budding. What are buds? A small projection which is developing on the body of the parent organism. It slowly grows. This bud will slowly grow and develop into a new organism. After it is fully grown, this bud will slowly grow, and once it is fully grown, it will get separated from the parent and it will form a new hydra. And you call it as budding because new organisms are formed from buds. And one more point, how are these buds formed? Buds are formed by repeated division, repeated cell division. The cells in this particular area will undergo repeated division. The cells present in certain regions will undergo division repeatedly. The cells will keep on dividing repeatedly, and that is how a small bud or projection will be formed. Slowly grows, develops into a new hydra once it gets detached from the parent. Examples: yeast, hydra, You can see a microscopic view of the hydra forming buds and a pictorial representation. Both you can see in the first figure, just a diagram, but in the other figure, a microscopic view of the hydra with 3 buds. It can form more than 1 bud at a time. So there you can see 3 buds are there and 1 new bud is emerging. So here you can see a new bud is getting formed and here another 3 you can find. Later all these will get separated from the parent and they will form new hydra. Okay? Any doubt? No response? Children, do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am. No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So hydra, these new individuals are formed as bulges from a single parent. So on the body of the parent, some small outgrowth or bulges appear, which you call as bud. And in each hydra, there can be 1 or more bulges. It is not that just 1 bud only can be formed at a time. Hydra can form more buds, more than 1 bud at a time. And all these buds, we call them as developing new individuals. All the buds will form new individuals. I'll repeat the points once again. Budding is a process where new organisms are formed by budding or by the formation of buds, or buds are developing into new individuals. So you call the process as budding. What is a bud? Bud is a small projection or a small bulge which is developed on the body of the organism. And how is a bud formed? By repeated cell division. And what will happen to this bud? The bud will slowly grow. Then it will get separated from the parent and forms a new organism. Hydra and yeast both can reproduce by means of budding. And in a hydra and even in yeast, many buds can be formed at a time. In yeast, they can form a chain of buds. So if this is if this is yeast, they can form a chain of buds at a time. Later, all these will get separated and form new yeast cells. And in hydra also, as you can see in the picture, many buds. And all these buds are developing into new hydra. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So with that, we have completed the asexual methods of reproduction. So I need to hear what is budding from you. Who is going to tell me? Alan joined just now, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Alia, can you just start? I'll ask others to continue. First of all, you define what is budding. Unmute, Alia. Unmute.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
Budding is the process which new individuals are formed from the parent
Are
organism.
formed from buds present on the parent. That buds you should mention. Okay, Alia?
Okay, ma'am.
Repeat it once again with the modification I told.
Budding is the process by which new buds are formed from the parent.
No. I will tell. It's a process or it's a method of asexual reproduction where new individuals are formed from buds produced on the body of the parent. Buds produced on the body of the parent, from that new individuals will be formed. Okay, try once again.
Budding is the process
Process in which
new buds are formed.
New individuals are
formed
from
buds
present buds present on the body of the parent. Okay. So how are these buds formed? Anandita, how are buds formed? By repeated? I told you how are buds formed. By repeated what? Who can tell me how are buds formed? I told you that sentence. It is formed by repeated. Yes?
It grows and...
No, you listen to my question. How that bulge is formed? Bud is a bulge or a projection. But how is it formed? By repeated cell division. Did I say that? It is formed by repeated cell division. When repeated cell division takes place in a particular region, there a bud will be formed, a bulge will be formed. And what will happen to this bud later? Nikhila, what will happen to the buds formed? Little more louder. Once the buds are formed, what will happen to it? They will slowly
separated by their parents and form a new individual.
They will grow, they'll develop, and later they'll get separated from the parent and will form a new individual. Name 2 organisms that can reproduce by budding. Rudra, name 2 organisms that can reproduce by budding.
Hydra.
Hydra. One more. Starting with Y. Yeast. Very good, very good. Yeast and Hydra. So, having completed asexual method of reproduction, we are going to learn about sexual method of reproduction. And you know the basic difference between sexual and asexual method. In asexual method, only one parent is involved, whereas in sexual method of reproduction, 2 parents are involved. So let us learn more about sexual method of reproduction. Yes, sexual reproduction. In animals, males and females have different reproductive organs. Just like in plants, in animals also, there are male and female reproductive parts or reproductive organs. And these organs will produce gametes. And these gametes on fusing or the fusion of these gametes is very essential for sexual reproduction. So gamete formation is must for sexual reproduction. So once again, just like in plants, in animals also, males and females, they will produce different reproductive organs and they will produce gametes. You call these gametes as sperm and egg. Sperm is the gamete produced by males and egg is the gamete produced by females. Okay. Sperm is the male gamete, egg is the female gamete. So in animals, including human beings, male and female reproductive parts will produce gametes. And the male gametes are known as sperms and female gametes are known as eggs. The male and female gametes, these will fuse together. Sperm will fuse with the egg and form a zygote. You can see in the picture, sperm is the male gamete. They will fuse with the female gamete. Ovum is same as egg. Egg is ovum and ova is plural, same as eggs. Ovum singular, ova plural, more than one ova, one ovum. Okay. And at the time of fertilization, male gamete and female gamete, that is sperm and egg, will fuse together. And what do they form? They form zygote. And what do you call the process? Fertilization. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. When male and female gametes fuse together, a zygote will be formed. And it is this zygote that will develop into a new individual. Even the multicellular organism, when we discussed about cells in that chapter, I told you, all the multicellular animals, organisms have developed from a single cell. Our own case, we all have formed from a single cell. The name of that single cell is zygote. Now our body is having billions and millions of cells. But to begin with, we were in the form of a zygote, and zygote underwent repeated division and formed a multicellular organism. So once again, I'll repeat, male and female reproductive organs are found in animals and they will produce gametes, male gametes and female gametes. And these male and female gametes will fuse. And what do they form? The zygote. What will happen to the zygote? Zygote will form a new individual. The method of reproduction where there is fusion of male and female gametes, you call it as sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is a method of reproduction in which there is fusion of gametes. Clear? So what is fertilization? The fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. If it is asked, what is fertilization? It's a fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. What is a sexual reproduction? It's a method of reproduction in which male gamete fuses with female gamete. And what will happen to the zygote form? It will form an individual, form a new individual. But before that, it has to pass through different other stages that you will be discussing later. Any doubt? Now, you should know what are gametes, what is fertilization, what is sexual reproduction. Okay? Ready to answer me? Who is going to tell me what is meant by fertilization? Question is open to all. What is fertilization? Yes.
Ma'am. Fusion of male and female fusion of male and female gametes to form zygote
Is known as
fertilization.
very good. The fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote is known as fertilization. So who will tell me what is the other name for male and female gametes? Male gamete, same as?
Ma'am,
Yes, Sahira.
male gamete is known as sperm and female gamete is known as egg.
Very good, very good. And what is asexual reproduction? One of you tell me what is sexual reproduction? Yes, Nikhila.
Method of reproduction in which both male and the fusion of both male and female gametes is called
Sexual reproduction. It's a method of reproduction where there is fusion of male and female gametes. Very good. Okay, let us continue then. Okay, now we are going to learn about the reproduction taking place in human beings. In human beings, sexual reproduction takes place. So in the beginning, I told there'll be male and female reproductive organs which will produce the corresponding gametes. So male reproductive organ will produce male gametes. Female reproductive organ will produce female gametes. Okay. So first we will learn about male reproductive system. The male reproductive system in human beings consists of a pair of testes. You can see in the picture a pair of testes, then two sperm ducts. You can see two sperm ducts, and then there is a penis. So these are the different parts of a male reproductive system. A pair of testes, two sperm ducts, and a penis. These three are the major parts of male reproductive system. In males, in human males, the reproductive organs or reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, a pair of sperm ducts, and a penis. Now, starting with the first one, testis. Singular is testis. And plural is testis. Only one letter is different. Here it is I, here it is E. So this is singular, this is plural. Okay. How many testes? A pair of testes are present. And these are situated outside the abdominal cavity in a special sac known as scrotal sac. So a pair of testes are present. Where are they placed? Outside the abdominal cavity in some special structures known as scrotum or scrotal sac. And why testes are placed over there? Because in the scrotal sac, the temperature is less than your body temperature. What is your body temperature?
37.
Very good, 37 degrees Celsius.
37.
But in the scrotal sac, the temperature will be approximately 6 degrees Celsius less than the body temperature. So the temperature in the scrotal sac is less than that of the body temperature. Such a low temperature is necessary for the formation of sperms. So it is in the testes that sperms are formed. For the formation of sperms, they need a low temperature. So it can be asked, why testes are placed inside scrotal sac? So you should write, testis produces sperms. For the production of sperms, they need a lower temperature. And the temperature inside the scrotal sac is lesser than the body temperature. Okay. Now, next point. Testes produce male gametes. So the function of testis is to produce male gametes, and you call them as sperms. And millions of sperms, not just one, millions of sperms are produced by the testis. So once again, the male reproductive organs include a pair of testes, a pair of sperm ducts and penis, and testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in the scrotal sac. And why are they placed inside the scrotal sac? Because there the temperature is lower than that of the body temperature. So such a low temperature is necessary for the production of sperms. And testis produces millions of sperms. And sperms are very small in size. They are microscopic. Here you can see the picture of a sperm. Very small in size, and they have a head, a middle piece, and a tail. So there are three main parts: head, middle piece, and the tail. And the tail helps it to move. Egg cannot move. The female gamete or egg cannot move, whereas sperms or male gametes can move. So sperm has got a head, a middle piece, and a tail. The sperms will be carried by the sperm ducts. So these sperms will be, so it will be produced in the testes. Sperms are produced in the testes, and from the testes it will be carried by the sperm ducts. And it will be carried to the urethra. So this is known as, so here is urethra. So from here it will be carried into the urethra, which is present inside the penis. Or just you can learn, sperm ducts help in transporting, help in carrying sperms. Then the last one, penis. So its function is to transfer the male gametes into female genital tract. So penis will help in the transfer of sperms into the female genital tract. And quickly we will summarize, and then you will have to answer my questions. So the male reproductive organs, there are three main organs: a pair of testes, a pair of sperm ducts, and penis. And where are the testes located? Inside the scrotal sac. Why are they placed inside the scrotal sac? Because there the temperature is lower than the body temperature. So why such a low temperature is needed? For the production of sperms. Then, where are the sperms produced? Inside the sperms. How many? Not one. Millions of sperms are produced. And what are sperms? These are male gametes. And what do you know about its structure? They are very tiny structures having head, middle piece, and tail. Tail helps in movement. Then, so testis is over. Which is the next part? Sperm ducts. What is its function? It helps in carrying the sperms. Then the last one, penis. What is its function? To transfer the sperms to the female genital tract, to transfer male gametes or sperms to the female reproductive or female genital tract. Clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Alan, which are the three parts of male reproductive system?
Oh,
Sperm. The three main parts. A pair of, Alan, relay was not there.
head.
No, did you hear my question? I'm not asking about the parts of sperm. Parts of, three parts of male reproductive system. The first line that we discussed. Who will help him?
Ma'am,
Yes.
pair of testes,
Pair of testes.
two sperm ducts,
Yes, now he'll continue. Yes, Alan.
Two sperm duct,
Ah,
a penis.
okay. So these are the, so a penis and a pair of sperm ducts and a pair of testes. Okay. Then, what is the function of testis? Christo, what is the function of testis? Christo.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, what is the function of testis? What do they produce?
Situated outside abdominal cavity.
I asked you the position, location. What do they produce? What is its function? What is its role?
Millions of sperms are produced by testes.
Yes, that's the point. So testes will
Sperms are
produce.
very small in size.
Okay. They will produce millions of sperms. So what are the three parts of a sperm? Yes, Rudra. Three parts.
A head, a middle piece, and a tail.
Tail, yes. Head, middle piece, and a tail. And what is the function of sperm ducts, Nikhila? What is the role of sperm ducts? I can't hear you, child.
We carry sperms.
Carry sperms. Okay. So these are the different parts of the male reproductive system. And millions of sperms are produced at a time. And the sperms have got a tail which will help them in movement, or which will help them to move towards the female reproductive tract. Is it clear? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we will continue. Female reproductive system. So after having completed male reproductive system, we'll proceed to female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts and uterus. So in place of testes, they have ovaries, and in place of sperm ducts, they have oviducts. Oviducts has got another name also. We even call it as fallopian tubes. Ovaries, a pair of oviducts, and fallopian tubes, and the uterus. Okay. So these are the ovaries, and these structures are the oviducts, and this is the uterus. A pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts. What is the other name for oviducts? Fallopian tubes. Now we will see the function of each. Ovaries, they produce the female gamete. So ovaries are producing eggs. Eggs are produced by ovaries. How many ovaries? Two, one on either side. But unlike male gametes, female gamete will be produced only one in every month. One egg will be produced every month. Whereas sperms, we said millions will be produced, but only one egg will be produced by the ovaries every month. So once in 28 days, only one egg will be produced. A single matured egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries, either right or left. Any of the ovaries will release just one egg. Once the egg is produced, they will be released into the fallopian tube or oviduct. And the development of the baby. So baby will be developed inside the uterus. So this is uterus or the womb where the baby will develop. The development of the baby takes place inside the uterus. And egg is also a single cell, unicellular. Sperm is also unicellular. Both eggs and sperms are single-celled structures. So once again, I will repeat the points. Female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts or fallopian tubes and the uterus. Now, function of ovaries to produce female gamete, egg or ovum. Then, millions of eggs are not released. Instead, only one egg will be released into the oviducts every month. One of the ovary will release just one egg. And uterus is the place where the development of the baby takes place. One more point to add. Oviduct is the site of fertilization. So oviduct is the region where fertilization takes place. Site of fertilization or fertilization will take place in the fallopian tube or oviduct. So once again, a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts and uterus forms the female reproductive system. And ovaries produce female gametes. Only one egg will be released by one of the ovaries every month. And oviduct is the place where fertilization happens. And what is the role of uterus? Development of the baby. Just like sperm, egg is also made up of a single cell. 3 minutes, quickly we'll revise. Yes. Saiba, which are the three main parts of female reproductive system?
A pair of ovaries.
A pair of ovaries, then?
A pair of oviducts.
Yes. And also, which part she missed out, Anugrah? Uterus, okay. Uterus, a pair of ovaries and a pair of oviducts. What is the role of ovaries, Anugrah? What is the role of ovaries? What do they produce? Anugrah, I'm asking you, what is the role of ovaries? What do they produce? Alan, what do they produce? What do ovaries produce?
Spear.
Spear. Slept in between? What do ovaries produce? Louder. I am not able to hear you, Ellen. You unmute. Can't hear. Somebody else? Yes.
Female gamete.
Female gamete or egg. Now, which is the site of fertilization? Yes, Rudra. Site of fertilization. 3 parts I said: ovaries, oviduct, uterus. Where is this fertilization taking place?
Oviduct.
Very good, oviduct. Then, one more thing we said, one more thing we discussed. What was that? Uterus. What is the role of uterus? Who will tell me what is the role of uterus? Nikhila? Yes.
Actually, the development of
baby. Development of baby takes place inside the uterus.
Thank you, ma'am.
Saiba, I have marked you present. Okay. So thank you, children. See you next class.
Thank you.
ma'am.